Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Sorry the lighting's a little dim. It's so cloudy right now and I don't want to grab a ring light. Also, we are on day 9 of our 75K challenge. So if you have not joined and you want to, go ahead and go about 9 videos back. That's the first one that says 75K. Go ahead and watch that. And yeah, you'll have all the information. Let's hop into the video. We are going to be talking today about how to build a manifestation routine that fits into your lifestyle. Okay. I found Law of Assumption through Sammy Ingram. I also watched Taylor Tokes. I don't know how you say her last name. I watched them too. Taylor seems like she does very long saturation sessions. She will take a block of time, hours of time, and saturate. Sammy, on the other hand, she seems to robotically affirm throughout the day when she's doing shit she doesn't really care to, that she doesn't have to put a lot of thought to. And she also does focused affirming, which she does her 10-minute method, where she spends 10 minutes of time completely focused on her affirmations. And so I personally think what works fastest for me is robotic affirming as much as I possibly can in a day and doing some type of focused manifestation work. Sometimes I'll do her 10-minute method. I also really like guided meditations. I find that they make me feel very good. I love doing it. Sometimes I'll sit down and script. I don't really think the method matters. I think it's the fact that you are sitting there focusing on your affirmations, okay? Or, what you're manifesting or whatever. You are living in the end for that moment. So I am not saying you have to do a guided meditation. I am not saying that you have to do visualization, any of that. What I am saying is to carve out some point of time every single day if there's something that you are really wanting, okay? If everything's pretty good, you don't have anything specific you want to manifest, then, just robotically affirm, for shit throughout the day. But if there's something that you really want and you're like, I want this now, make sure to block out however much time you have, 10 minutes plus, and do something that is focused, okay? Visualization, scripting, guided meditation, the 10-minute method from Sammy Ingram, a saturation session, whatever you need to do, spend that time doing it. Some days you might only have 10 minutes to do that. Other days you might have an hour, whatever time you have, try to do that every single day, okay? If I have an hour, I will usually do a guided meditation. I usually don't sit there and do, focused affirming for an hour because I really enjoy meditations. But whatever you want to do, try to do that. And then for the rest of the day, robotically affirm. So when's a good time to do this? For me, I personally do it every time I go on a walk, which is every day when I go to the gym. I do 15 to 30 minutes of walking to warm up. I put on some subliminals and I repeat my affirmations. I actually take my clicker with me at the gym. I look like a crazy person. And I click while I'm walking, okay? There's a track. I do it then. When I was first when I was first getting into affirming and Law of Assumption, I would wake up early to go on a 30 to an hour minute walk every day. And I would sit there and I would click, okay? So that's a great time. I also do it right before I fall asleep at night and right when I wake up. Okay, I'll sit there and I'll say my affirmations. Half the time I fall asleep doing it, that's totally fine. that is when your subconscious is the most, like, what's the word? Malleable. So that's a great time to make sure that you are affirming every single day. And even if you don't have something that you're manifesting right now, the 5 minutes when you wake up and the 5 minutes before you fall asleep, make sure you are thinking good things. You know, don't sit there worrying about things. Don't have anxiety. Don't have stress at that point of night. Okay. And if I notice I'm anxious about something, I will stop letting myself fall asleep. I will get up and like I will make myself watch a YouTube video or something to get my mind off of what I was thinking about, and then I will go back to sleep and affirm, because there's no way when I know that my mind is the most malleable at that point, there's no way I'm putting bad shit into it. You know what I mean? Also, when you're cleaning, when you are taking a shower, when you are driving, all those times are a great time to robotically affirm. You do not have to say these out loud. You just say them in your head. You do not have to repeat 20 at a time. Like, you can literally mid-thought, you know, change what you're thinking about. So it shouldn't be something that's stressing you out. Just anytime you notice your thoughts wandering, that is a time when you can be, you know, affirming and getting closer to your manifestation. So as much as you can. But if you want to build the routine around it, I would personally this is what, if I could go back to the first day I learned about manifestation and I could say, okay, this is what we're going to do now. Before you fall asleep and right when you wake up, immediately start affirming for what you want. You only have so long before you wake up. You only have so long before you go to sleep. Try to get as many affirmations in there as you can, okay? If you have something that you want to manifest, spend at least 10 minutes every day sitting in a quiet place doing something that is focused on your manifestation. Like I said, visualizing, scripting, affirming, guided meditation, whatever. There are so many 10-minute guided meditations for literally any subject, so there's no excuse. And if you have a hard time affirming, start with that, okay? That you're sitting there, they tell you to breathe, they tell you, you know, whatever. It's great. And then anytime you notice yourself starting to worry about whatever it is you're manifesting, anytime you think about the manifesting, you want to make sure that you start affirming for it. But robotic affirm as much as you can during the day. That is what I would start out with. 10 minutes, that's all you really need for the focused affirming, but as much as you can. I think, you know, if you go and look at Taylor's page, she did like a 5-hour session, you know, one time. Do I think everyone has 5 hours to manifest? No, but I think a lot of times we do have 30 minutes. We have 35 minutes. We could definitely do something in that amount of time. So whatever you have. That is all I'm going to do today because I'm losing sunlight, but I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will try to answer them in a different video. Bye.